The I Ching is a living transmission of the divine, of consciousness. The I Ching, the Book of Change, is a map of the 64 changing cosmic frequencies of life, of consciousness. This is an ancient wisdom from thousands of years ago that was used to track and harmonize with the forces of nature in order to guide the people, an empire, a civilization. In the 1960s, humanity discovered the 64 genetic codons, our DNA. Magically, they have the same mathematical formula, the same exact geometry as the 64 I Chings. Every 6 days, the sun activates one of these 64 I Ching frequencies, which activates within us a corresponding genetic codon, which stimulates our consciousness, the theme of the life. When we enter into contemplation with a particular I Ching, especially with the I Ching the sun activates each week, then life sends us the experiences we need to unlock the shadow, which raises our vibration and awakens the divine within. The intention of this video is to serve you in the highest blessed way. This is abstract energy of sensing, so receive this message with your heart and body. This week, the sun within us, our consciousness, life, is activating the 49th I Ching. The transformational path of this frequency moves us from the shadow of reaction to the highest vibration of rebirth, and it's through the path of revolution. This 49th I Ching is located in our solar plexus and is highly emotional. At the shadow frequency, it's about reaction, emotional reaction patterns that govern our relationships and keep us fighting with each other. The dilemma of the 49th shadow of reaction is needs, deep physical needs and urges that arise constantly from our desire nature. These needs are so embedded within us that they run the life and give us the illusion of consistency. Our need for food at a certain time of the day or to take a shower. And if we don't do it, we feel off or something's wrong. We're so often a victim of our needs. Let's have a look to see how this works. So let's say that one of your needs is to have coffee in the morning. Most of us can relate to this. So let's say that one morning you missed your coffee because of some unforeseen circumstance, and you find that the rest of the day nothing quite goes right because you didn't have that morning coffee, your morning fix. You see, you're trapped by that need. If you weren't trapped, then missing your coffee wouldn't have registered. It wouldn't have set off any kind of mood within you. And this, of course, is a very mundane example. The deepest needs are food, sex, external love. And if we don't get these needs met, then we really react. These are subtle emotional patterns. All these hidden needs inside us, they're like secret tripwires crisscrossing our being, going across our solar plexus. So every time something triggers one of these needs, we lose our center because our solar plexus is our emotional center. It's like a minefield of desires, and we are a victim of each one of them. And there's no chance at freedom with all this going on. And this is why the mystics have always said that we need to pull out our desires. You see, our needs create expectations, and those expectations often lead to disappointment. And it's all an illusion, because all these emotional reactions are actually placed there by us. The 49th I Ching brings a new level of awareness to us by digging into these needs. For those who are working with the I Chings or any other spiritual integration practice, you know what I mean. As we clear out our solar plexus, as we see clearly into the true nature of our desires, these networks of needs become clearer inside us, and we go through an ethical cleansing in which the needs which are pure are sorted from the needs which are impure, not essential, and even detrimental to our health and well-being. You will see as we get to the gift vibration. So it doesn't mean that we can't have that coffee every morning, but it does mean that you probably won't need it every morning anymore, and that is a huge difference. You will see that the needs are not what is the problem. The problem is our emotional reactions when our needs are not met, unexpectedly unfulfilled. So freedom, which is what is moving through this I Ching frequency, is not being a victim to our needs, but to accept them and our relationship to them in every moment. It's only when we don't accept our relationship to our needs in any given moment that we find ourselves trapped. This shadow really demands us to look deeply into our daily needs. Our need to eat, our need for sex, our need for attention, our need for things to go in a certain direction, a certain way, our need for certainty, that's a big one, but one that we eventually surrender to, because uncertainty is magical when we embrace it, but hell when we don't. I invite you to examine the world of your needs. And when you find yourself emotionally reacting, whenever you feel emotional discomfort of any kind, look immediately at the source need behind it. And when you see it, your awareness will pull it out from its base like a weed. Although the need may remain, your reaction will come to an end. And that is our work in our relationships, in our community. Treasure these opportunities to witness your emotional reaction patterns. This is deep, sacred work. By digging up the roots, you will gradually find yourself experiencing a new kind of life. A revolution will come to your being. The 49th gift, the way to alchemize the shadow and raise the vibration, revolution. So we have all these needs inside us. Some come from below and some come from above. The 49th gift is a sorter. It's a sifter, an organizer. It filters our needs. The new awareness coming through this gift is magical. It sees a need arise from the body. It watches the body address the need or not. And then it remains non-judgmental. It just waits and watches. In awareness, was the need essential? If the body needs food, it's essential some of the time, because often the body doesn't need food, yet we still eat. And the awareness notices this, and it makes us feel uncomfortable because we realize we have gone against the body and harmed it. So some needs are essential and some needs are not. Our higher self also has needs. It needs self-love. It needs awareness. It needs inspiration, wisdom, and beauty. And these are the needs that are often not listened to, especially as they're quieter inside us in the beginning. The 49th gift begins to sort all this out. It puts the essential needs in the in tray and the inessential needs in the out tray. And this is the revolution happening inside our being. It's a process going on within many of us now, which is making us all more uncomfortable in the beginning. But that's a good thing. It's a mystical cleansing of our emotional system. It's a coming into balance by throwing out old genetic patterns and old frequencies. Some needs run really deep. They're addictive, and it takes deep awareness to drop them. This is a revolutionary process. Imagine holding up a voodoo doll of yourself with all these pins stuck in it. One by one, you're pulling them out. Each time one comes out, your breath sinks a bit deeper into your belly and into your being, and a bit more inner freedom opens up inside you, and a bit more inner space opens up. As we're awakening on our spiritual journey, and we are, our relationships get harder. Our emotional reactions get especially intense, but they're not actually getting harder. We're just more aware of our wound patterns. The more we let them go, the more subtle ones take their place. I know it could feel like a never-ending process, but it requires deep forgiveness, self-forgiveness. And that is the city, the highest vibration of the 4th I Ching, the programming partner of the 49th I Ching. So in your relationships, whenever you do something or say something that causes someone else hurt, your awareness comes in and shows you that you're actually just hurting yourself. So give yourself the gift of forgiveness. Let it in. Yes, you were cruel, reactive, insensitive, but you're human and you can learn from it. And the more aware you become, the more you will have to forgive yourself. The 49th gift is a cutting through awareness. In human design, we call the 49th I Ching the butcher. Over time, it becomes more accurate with its cuts. and it's revolutionizing humanity inside out. It's creating a new inner environment for something extraordinary to occur. If you have the 49th I Ching in your energetic design, or you're contemplating this frequency, it's the gift that shows others what they don't need and help them see what they do need. It's a gift that can turn life around or make a failing business successful. As you give yourself to this mutation, you will become lighter, freer, liberated, your body even translucent. You will become immune to society's many tricks. Modern society in the West is filled with distractions and marketing, and most is inessential and even detrimental. So the 49th gift is saving us time, money, and makes life simple again, more beautiful. And then we can really enjoy life. We're not a victim of our needs anymore. That means we can eat that cake if we want, because it isn't an unconscious need. It's an impulse. It's a conscious choice. We know we don't need it, but we have it anyway, just because it's the right moment, the right kind of cake, and it's fun to share these moments with each other. And that's what life is about, to live well. This is the revolution, to live a pure life, live it well, and it begins within, and then it passes into our relationships, family, society. You become a creative, a rebel. You will be the force to bring others into an inner revolution, a rebirth. The 49th city, the highest vibration, rebirth. The 49th city is revolutionary. How could it be anything else? Moving from reaction to revolution to rebirth. We have all heard many descriptions of the awakened state. The masters tell us individual awakening is the process that leaves us utterly reborn. They call it the second birth. It's nothing less than a complete erasing of your genetic imprinting of your birth. It's a reset of your primary purpose, or a reboot of your DNA, kind of back to its factory resetting before you were born. And it's a transcendence of the actual genetic imprinting itself. Human DNA is actually designed to be self-transcendent. It's the means in which God gets to know itself. It can't be fixed. It must mutate. As we mutate, Gaia is reborn anew. A new earth will be reflected. But first through the heart, through love, nothing but compassion in this universe. It's the breath of divine, and if you have felt it once, you will never forget it. I'm Parry this week to create space, get to higher awareness, notice your thoughts, feel all the sensations fully that come up in the body this week. Shine the light of awareness to any emotional sensitivity, emotional reactions, and contemplate the core need. Be with it as long as needed. Love yourself and be blessed.